Oh, hey, you guys! Say hi!
Hi!
Welcome to Extra Butter. We're about to kick off our show, a show that we like to call the
warm-up.
For the pre-award season, people get excited.
Something like that, yeah.
We're calling it the warm-up to the pre-award season. Come on, people, get excited special. In the meantime, we are talking about what we're excited about with the Oscars. And when you think Oscars, what do you think of? 1, 2, 3, Star Wars!
No.
I said Star Wars, but I guess that's not going to happen in the Oscars.
Only
Stop!
you.
Everybody
Only
stop
you.
right now. The ladies?
Yes!
Like?
Lady Gaga, Stars Born, are you kidding me?
Yeah, we'll get to her in a little bit because we will do a big Stars Born part of this show. But what else?
Viola Davis.
Viola
No one
Davis.
cries better.
That's
No
true.
one cries better.
Not in everything.
Powerful.
Yes.
True.
Yeah.
You know who almost started crying? I sat down with Liam Neeson and Viola Davis, and I think he started crying. Take a look. How awesome is it to see it?
You know, awesome is not the adjective I would use when you're looking at yourself. I would use the adjective of terrifying. So I didn't have the same experience that you did.
Okay.
You know, you just don't. Who looks at themselves every day that much? But you know what I loved? I love that Steve had a vision and a point of view for the story. That's what I love.
All right. So when we talk to ladies, who else do we think are coming Academy Awards?
Melissa McCarthy, can you ever forgive me?
Definitely.
Well, she disappeared in.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
And you know, people forget she's been nominated for an Oscar before.
Yeah.
Jeez, Megan. I'm sorry, I want to apologize. I'm not even confident of which end that came out of.
Bridesmaids.
She
Damn.
was robbed. Don't you think
Yes,
was
she
robbed?
was.
Amen.
Classic comedian actress. That was.
You're right. What did you guys talk about?
We talked about, her serious portrayal.
Yeah.
Oh no, we talked about oyster shucking.
That's beautiful.
I love oysters.
I love that she needed the money. She created a job for herself. Like a little bit of criminal
Yeah,
activity,
sure.
a lot of it, but she got through it. So what was the craziest or just, quite frankly, worst job you've ever had?
Worst job, I would have to say, goes to either I shucked oysters.
Shucked oysters.
Without gloves or an
Ooh.
oyster shucking knife. Somebody just handed me like a random paring knife. And by the end of the day, I was like, I'm going to go to the hospital because my hands were just like a mess. He's like, are you coming back tomorrow? And I was like, no, I'm literally going to the hospital. Like, I've damaged myself. And
This is a problem.
Like, truly, I literally was like, see you in the emergency room.
Love your time shuck and oyster discussion with Melissa McCarthy. Soon she'll be talking about Oscars. In the meantime, our special that we like to call the warm-up prequel to
Highly anticipated.
Fantabulous Oscar show.
Yay!
Right on.
begins in just a few minutes with all the stars. Don't move. Welcome to our Extra Butter Oscar-winning Academy Award, highly anticipated, fantabulous prequel warm-up cavalcade of stars celebration. Anyway, we're getting you ready for award season with movies like Ralph Breaks the Internet. When it comes to animation, you know it's going to be that. Maybe Incredibles 2, but maybe that. Also, Black Panther, without a doubt, will rise to the top of the Oscar charts. And is it A Star is Born? Is it Bohemian Rhapsody? We'll break that down and more today on our Extra Butter prelude to the Oscars special.
Extraordinaire.
Highly anticipated.
Prequel.
Whatever it is, you know some movies are out there that are probably going to win the Oscars, so let's talk about them for a moment. Speaking of award-winning, these people, my friends, these are award-winning people like...
It's your boy, your favorite kids' clothes model, comedian Steph Sanders, SN23 on IG.
There you go.
I liked that all those movements. I can just do this. Kelly Savannah Deaton, and you can find me at Kelly Savannah Deaton.
It's your girl. I'm just kidding. It's your girl, Mariaagloriaa. You can follow me at Mariaagloriaa.
All right, I'm the complaints department as usual, TV Marcus Allen. All right, so thanks for hanging out with us. First of all, let's talk about the fun stuff. When we talk about Oscars, often they're art house films that nobody wants to go see anyway.
And no one has seen.
But if we talk about the animated category, it's stuff everybody loves. So let's start it right off with Ralph Breaks the Internet.
Huge. Breaks the box office, breaks the internet, breaks everything. This movie is
What did you like
fantastic.
about it?
I like the fact, the authenticity of that. The one scene there, the princesses, that was freaking awesome.
Yes.
Awesome.
I saw the movie at a screening that Kelly was at, and we both turned to each other when the moment came on that said, I like the internet because of makeup tutorials. We thought of our beauty blogger, Mariaagloriaa.
Yes.
They mentioned it twice.
That's
They
right.
mentioned it twice in the movie. Yeah, I felt pretty special.
Were you in there going? That's me.
I can do
That's
that.
me. I
That
can
point
do
is
that.
for me.
When John
take
C.
that
Reilly's
one.
character Ralph starts putting the makeup on, doing his own makeup
Yeah.
tutorial, were you actually thinking, you know, I could help him with that?
Oh my, no, I just thought it was so adorable.
critiqued it.
I felt so like the light was on me for a little bit, you know?
I know what you were thinking. You were thinking this is almost like when Mark tries to put on makeup for the show. Just like Ralph,
Don't
see?
you like that?
I knew for a fact that you were going, that's not the way you do smoky eyes. I talked to John C. Reilly about other stuff. Take a look. I love the continued chemistry between you and Sarah, so much so that I think we need to see a live-action buddy picture. Come on, make this happen.
Wow, that'd be great. Yeah, you know, I was just thinking about this yesterday. We had this press conference, and one of the directors said, like, you know, someone asked, what's the next chapter of this story? And Rich said, like, well, this might be it. You know, like, you never know what's going to happen, but I think this is it. And I was like, oh, man, like, I just got so excited about the movie coming out and talking about it that I kind of, like, ignored the fact that this is the end of the road. Like, so you're right. Sarah and I should find something else together. Like, I would love to be able to spend regular time with her like we have been for the past, how long has it been? Like, many years now.
Does that blow your mind that we're talking
9
years now?
Yeah, this is the longest job I've ever had, period. Yeah, so thank you, Disney, for the longest period of employment I've ever had.
I love that guy, but while we're on the topic of internet tutorials on makeup, what is the secret to smoky eyes?
Applying a really dark base.
Wow.
And always ending it off with a nude lip.
Yes, nude lip.
Yes,
I know that one.
Kelly knows all
Can
about
I do that too?
You can do it.
Absolutely,
Okay, all right,
absolutely.
Put a little
I
highlight
need some
right
tips.
here.
Yes,
Yeah.
I got you.
Speaking of
I
nude
like
lips,
it.
how much do we like The Incredibles? Has nothing to do with that, but it's a good segue too.
Yeah, for sure.
If we talk about the Academy Awards, you have to know this year the battle is going to be weird because it's going to be Disney against that other studio, the Disney affiliate Pixar.
It's, okay, Incredibles 2, again, resonates with so many people, and it has so much heart, and the main thing that I think is going to put it to the Oscar noms is because it has the role reversal that we're seeing in a lot of things, where the woman takes the forefront and goes out and does the superpower thing.
Right, but you got
superhero
that. But
thing.
you also get that in
But I
Ralph
was
Breaks the
literally
Internet.
Yeah.
just about to say that Vanellope is really the star of Wreck-It Ralph because she really is just paving her own way. And there's so many feminist jokes that the princesses say throughout the whole movie.
They stole the show.
Yeah.
Definitely. I would say Incredibles 2 is the favorite, but I think it's Ralph Breaks the Internet. It's
It
going
has
to sneak
Jack
in.
Jack.
I think it's going to sneak in a surprise still.
Love me some Frozone and some Jack Jack. I talked to the other two members, Mr. and Mrs. Incredible, about the heart and more or less the family of it all. Take a listen.
The movie is still about fundamentally the family. I mean, this is the thing that sets this animated film and the superhero aspect of the film apart from all others, is I think that it bows to the God of family. And that's kind of a humble God in something that everyone recognizes, everybody is part of, for better or worse, a family.
Anybody notice the theme? Liam Neeson didn't speak when I was with Viola, and Craig T. Nelson pretty much sat there.
This is the year of the women.
Exactly.
This is the
It's
year of the
men
women.
of no words.
Yes, the future
Yeah.
is female.
That's right.
It is.
All right.
The present is female.
I'm going to lay it down right now. In the animated department, I think Ralph is going to win because I cried more in that cookie scene than I did anything in Incredibles.
Oh my gosh, you know what? You're right. That cookie scene. My daughter was over here like, Mom, are you okay? And I was like, shut up, just watch the movie. I'm fine. I'm fine.
It's a tough call. I really can't say which one's gonna. I can't tell.
Toss up, yeah.
They're both going to be nominated. They both were seen by gazillions of people. And let's keep this rolling as we continue this award prelude. Fantabulous.
Highly anticipated.
Highly anticipated. Wonderfulistic special. Let's talk about other pop things that also are going to do well at the Oscars, like Black Panther. Important for a multitude of ways. Wakanda Forever goes to the Oscars next. Hey, welcome back. It is Extra Butter. This is our prelude to the Oscars special. We haven't officially called it what we're going to call it yet, but welcome.
Okay.
It'll come to us.
It'll come
All
to
right.
us.
Yeah.
All right, so as we warm up to the Oscars, I've said it before, a lot of times when you talk Oscars, all the movies that get nominated, you go, I don't even know about that movie. I have no idea what that is. But this year, there are going to be a lot of popular movies at the Oscars. There's talk that maybe Mary Poppins, and I guarantee you, Black Panther at the Oscars this year.
Oh yeah, for sure. For so many reasons. That movie not only hit like the comic book nerds and like all those people that fan base, but it hit so many people like in the heart because they could relate, because so many of those themes that happen in those movies can translate.
Yeah. Right. So culturally, what does it mean? Have you ever known a comic book movie to have a shift in in its world like this?
No, I think of the word I use is intangibles. This movie had everything: the storyline, visual representation, special effects, great hero movie. However, it was needed and necessary at a time and place in the country that gave hope. This movie was spectacular for the culture.
Oh yeah.
And did everything to give hope to a lot of people who feel marginalized in this country right now. But just fantastic movie. I get so excited every time I think about the movie or see it. I watch it every week because I had to buy it.
Yeah. Bought it for sure.
I watch it every week just to get up.
And do you think Chadwick's going to get nominated?
He better. Yes.
He
definitely.
should. Right?
I really think he should.
Freaking awesome character actor.
Nobody could have played Black Panther better.
Nobody. He is Black Panther. He is.
Yes.
I don't care what anybody says.
Oh yeah.
You can't picture anybody else at this point.
Pretty much what I told him. Take a look.
I know it sounds like the simplest question to say, what do you have in common with your character? However, there are some very important traits that people should carry with them that this guy has.
I'm good at keeping secrets.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm good at keeping secrets. Yeah, I think it's sort of a Wakanda thing. Wakanda is a secret. But as you get closer to, the top or to the royal family, I think there are more and more secrets, and that's part of what this movie is about as well. Is pulling back the layers of the lie, and pulling back the layers of the truth, and to what is behind the curtain.
This better be the year he nabs that statue, guys, because he was passed over already for 42, which he did phenomenal at. Nobody could have played Jackie Robinson better.
Right.
Nobody could have done him justice. He deserves it. Like
we were talking about Thurgood Marshall
Marshall,
too.
Phenomenal.
He has so many iconic roles.
Oh yeah.
He needs that recognition.
Oh yeah.
Talking about passed over, what about your director here, Ryan Coogler?
Ryan Coogler.
I'm impressed because the genres are all over the place. He'll do
yeah.
a superhero movie, a serious film, one that politically correct film. I mean, just everything that impacts the nation.
And it's got to mean a lot to you. Your hometown, Sacramento, California. He's a Sacramento, California guy.
And I'm a Hornet, just like him. Sac State grad.
Woo!
Yes, sir.
Stingers up.
Yes, sir.
He's inspired me, and back in the day, I got a chance to grade one of his student films. Way back in the day.
You never told us this.
We talked about that.
Oh, wow.
Well, maybe we talked about his inspirations. Take a look.
I remember talking to you about Fruitvale Station, and you said you were a little worried. I'll bring in Academy Award winner Octavia Spencer on board for this run and gun shoot.
Yeah.
Lower budget, everything off the shoulder, everything boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
How is it now to have every toy available in the industry at your disposal?
I mean, it's overwhelming, man. But at the same time, you still feel like it's still running gun. You still feel like you're running out of time all the time, and
Still telling a story.
Still telling the story, and it still feels like you don't have enough time.
And can we talk about the lady performances, the best female action performances ever?
Oh,
Angela Bassett.
Angela Bassett.
Lupita
Award
Nyong'o.
show royalty
Yes.
there.
Lupita Nyong'o.
Another award show.
She is his Chadwick sidekick, and he definitely hesitated too long.
Yeah.
He needs to get with her and stay with her for the next 5 movies.
No
I love
kidding.
her. I love the pairing of them too.
Yeah. She made a great sidekick without even being a sidekick.
I know.
The best.
Well, with no offense to you, sir, I like hanging with the ladies, and I talk to them. Take a look.
Definitely, I know that it was Ryan's intention to make something that was deep, but also something that was extremely entertaining. And he delivered that, because we see a Wakanda that is very authentic to itself. And everyone who sits in that cinema gets to visit Wakanda, and you get to see it as it is, as the people are in all their pride and self-determination. But you also enjoy, it's like a tourist experience, you're going there for the first time. And so it's titillating, and but then at the same time, it's a film that is talking about what does it mean to be a citizen of the world, and what does nationhood mean.
I guarantee you at least 10 nominations. Right now I'm saying it. Best Picture nomination, Black Panther. And
Michael B. Jordan, Best Supporting Actor.
Yes.
Best director, best cinematographer.
Yes, yes.
I'm going to throw down Best Score because they didn't do the cheesy little superhero score that they always do. No, they did a really good job scoring this movie. It was just
Kendrick
so well
Lamar.
done. Kendrick Lamar, everything modern, but with the mix of the...
I know what you're saying.
So good.
I'm gonna go Wakanda forever and Oscar forever.
I love it.
Nah, I don't know what I'm doing. Hey, speaking of music though, coming up in a moment, let's keep our wannabe looking forward to the Oscar preview.
Super.
Amazingness.
Splendiferous.
Special going. Yeah. We will talk with the contenders in the music movie categories like Bohemian Rhapsody, like A Star Is Born. next. Hey, welcome back. It is Extra Butter, or something to do with getting you ready for the Oscars special.
Yeah, and it's fantastic.
It's
dope.
It's
magical.
That's what it
It's
is.
gonna rock you is what it's gonna do.
That's right. We're talking about Bohemian Rhapsody. This is the moment of the show where we talk about all of the musical movie contenders.
Oh, yes.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh my gosh.
So Queen probably meant nothing to you before your generation,
No.
but you love this movie.
I love this movie, and that's why I love this movie so much, is you don't have to know anything about Queen, because honestly, I feel so embarrassed. I didn't know this was a Queen song until I watched that movie.
What?
I didn't know at all.
I feel even more embarrassed.
But the thing is, I fell in love with this movie, and I wanted to know way more about Queen after watching this movie, because it just envelops you in Freddie Mercury's life like you would not believe. It invests you, and it just grabs you. I was in the theater with Mark watching this movie, and I was like trying not to cry.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I need to be professional here.
Here's what I loved about that moment. This is a person who does flawless makeup day in and day out for her YouTube tutorials, yet watching her sweat bullets while talking to Rami.
Oh
Take
my
a look.
God. I think one of the things I took away from just watching the trailer is your vulnerability, your complete vulnerability doing this role. How was it? Was this your most vulnerable role yet?
You know, I wanted to capture a side of him that people don't really see, and he is a very complicated, conflicted man. I think when you find out about his story and just the events of his childhood would they let you in on a very vulnerable side of him, a very shy side, and all the things he had to overcome are some things that I wanted to make sure we included into the film.
Is it over?
Yes, it's over. You did a great job.
Great job.
You did a nice job.
Oh, God.
You did an amazing job. You
I
know what
was
I
sweating out of every crevice. You have no idea.
TMI. You know what I love about this movie, though, is you know of rock fans, you hear of Queen, you hear of Freddie Mercury.
Yeah.
He's this otherworldly icon. He's almost
Yeah.
like a deity. And then this movie really breaks it down, and you get to see him. He's just a man. He's and he's a lonely man at times, and that's cool to see these rock gods be human beings
And be vulnerable.
That's
I
what, for
love
me,
that.
the characters coming to life, just phenomenal characters.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like your ditto. I'm a grown man, well, half grown man, and I did not know any of these songs. And I was like, what is going on? Yeah, take my Queen card. Just take it. I didn't have it. They were fantastic. It was fantastic.
You think you had a tough time? I sat down with the entire cast. I'm sweating from every crevices because I had extra fur on my lip.
Is it crevice
By
or
that I mean I
orifice?
grew a mustache. Take a look.
Pose with that mustache. Come on, a little Freddy pose.
You know, I don't know what I'm doing. No, you're nailing it.
That's
I'm giving it a shot. You've embraced
You did
it.
great.
You're doing well.
It's a real mustache that I grew just for
Yes.
this.
Good work.
May I get a wide shot over there, please? Yes. All right.
I just saw you the other day, right? And you did not have a mustache.
I interviewed you like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So you know I'm not when I say I grew this just for today. Each of you, down the road, what is the moment you've seen that you're most proud of?
I think Live Aid's pretty amazing. Yeah, it was quite a buzz doing it. It was the first thing we did in the whole shoot, so it was like real kind of baptism of fire, jumping in at the deep end. But that kind of set the tone for the whole thing. So that's there's so many highlights, but that's one of the highlights.
Yeah, I'm gonna echo that. That's the biggest accomplishment from my end, is all the time it took to rehearse for that and to do the full set. We did the entire set on the, I don't know, 5th or 6th day, about 2 or 3 straight run-throughs.
Wow.
With 3 cranes, cameras everywhere. It's something you can really only catch at a theater.
I got a chance to see. I am a Queen geek. Have been. My big brothers had 8-track tapes. Google it, of Queen, and I got to hang out with the band and look at me melt. I gotta give you a hug, man. This is the best day of my life. I promised I wasn't gonna cry. Like they had to peel me off. Look at this fanboy wrapping himself around this dude.
That's the cutest moment I've ever seen, because look how happy you are. You're like, hug me, hug me.
It's one of those moments. All right, Oscar trivia time. You guys ready?
Yep.
All right.
Send it.
Likely nominated for an Academy Award this year, what person drew their name from a Queen song?
Lady
Anybody?
Gaga.
Ah, you got it.
From Radio Gaga.
Lady Gaga
From Radio Gaga.
Gaga, Queen.
What's
Thank
my
you for
prize?
the best segue we will ever have on this show. How do we think Star is Born is going to do?
I think Star is Born is gonna do phenomenally.
Yeah.
I think he'll be nominated for obviously Best Director,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
Best Actor. She'll be nominated for Best Actress, Best Picture.
Oh,
What else do you think?
I don't know. And speaking of pictures, I asked someone to take a picture of me with Lady Gaga and take a look. They shot video, albeit 1 second of video. That's me with Lady Gaga.
Wait, didn't someone call someone else a diva at this point
He
in time?
did, because I was getting frustrated with the way they were taking the picture. He goes, "Look at you, diva."
I love it.
Look at no lighting. That's
we
all.
gotta bow down to you because Lady Gaga called you a diva.
I think Sam Elliott may have called me a diva too, or worse. Regardless.
That's saying something.
Bradley didn't. We talked. Take a look.
So in talking to directors, Scorsese and a handful of others, all, and I know to a certain extent they're being self-deprecating, but they say all the work is getting casting. Well, with that said, how'd you feel the day that you landed Lady Gaga?
That was the day where the movie was born, really. You know, I'd done all sort of a lot of groundwork to create, you know, a landscape, but if it couldn't be inhabited by her, there is no movie.
Right.
But you know, they're right, these directors, because Sam Elliott, without Sam Elliott, I'd have to rewrite that whole relationship with the brother. If Dave Chappelle didn't come in, if Andrew Dice Clay didn't come, if Anthony Ramos, you know, even smaller characters.
Linnell.
I was just going to say, dude, Linnell, you just took it out of my mouth. Linnell, Eddie Griffith Jr.
Right.
Ron
show up.
Rifkin, who plays the rehab specialist.
Every one of them elevate the scenes they're in, and that speaks to the director, I think, too.
Oh, well, thank you.
And there's probably this voice in your head as an actor that you're used to hearing, saying, oh, I got it right, or did I get it right, or I need to do this. What is that voice saying as a director?
You know, oddly enough, I don't ever try as an actor to get it right. I try as an actor to give my director everything that they're asking for, and being willing to fail. And the thing that I learned as a director is to approach it the exact same way.
I mean, I don't want to disagree with Kelly because I do think Lady Gaga is going to get nominated. Don't get me wrong, she's going to get nominated. But I think Bradley Cooper's going to take it. Like, I think he's actually going to get the win.
Maybe it's time to let the old days die. Maybe it's
I feel like instead of lighters, should we get our
Let's get a
cell
Scars
phones?
Born
Right.
Bohemian Rhapsody mashup.
Mashup.
You know what that
Beautiful.
means?
Mixtape.
Punch drunk on popcorn. Time to wrap the show up. Let's do your bit.
Somebody once told me.
At least we're not talking about bootylicious like
That's
last
true.
week.
That's
All right,
true.
that's a show.